All right, so we're going to venture a little bit more further around here because we're going to be looking at a muscle called brachoradialis. Now, Seb's got a really healthy one, primarily because he's a rock climber. So, easiest way to find brachoradialis. Okay, so what I'm going to get you to do, Seb, I want you to push your hand up against me. All right, so what you should find is brachoradialis pops up there. Okay, so it's quite a bulky muscle. Massage therapists have pretty good ones because we obviously use them all the time. There it is right there. So it's not hard to locate, superficial, and it's absolute ripper of a muscle. So we're looking all the way down through for the belly of the muscle. Trigger point, once again, will be up in the upper half of it. Okay, so for us in terms of working this muscle and why we work this muscle, it's yes, it's one of those muscles that yes, it does help out what happens here at the wrist, but it also helps out what happens here at the elbow. So it sort of connects both of those. So, and it is a muscle that does go once again under the radar sometimes in terms of treating either wrist or hand issues. I'd say most people centre on it for elbow problems, okay, but that's not always the case. So not a hard muscle. In terms of finding the trigger point, because it's such a big, bulky muscle, we can actually do a pincer grip on it and pick up the trigger points in it. So, we'll start up high, work our way down, and usually you'll be able to find the trigger point really, really easy through there. In terms of treating brachoradialis, I tend to find, I'll put a little bit of cream on here, but if I can use a pincer grip, then it is my go-to. So pincer grip techniques is obviously picking the tissue up and then working across, okay? So the beauty of that is that you'll be able to locate the trigger point really quite easily. And I'd say that's about it there, Seb. Yep, okay. Now, once again, brachoradialis has a great referral. I find it's different for everyone. Some people refer up, some people refer down. So as much as there's a bit of a guide that a lot of people like to think that it refers down, it actually is one of those muscles that can refer quite intensely right where the trigger point is, but it can also refer up and it can also refer down. So it varies from person to person, okay? So pincer grip, yep, you can work across like so, okay, at least to just locate where the trigger point is so I know it's in and around that area there. But in terms of actually engaging and working through the muscle itself, I'm going to have the arm out in this situation, right? So sort of in a bit of a neutral position, if you like. Cream up here, okay, so there's the belly of the muscle right through there, comes all the way down. So we're going to use a really broad fist for this one. Okay, so once again, we want to stay away from using a thumb because it's not good for our thumbs. So we're going to engage with a broad fist. And I'm not trying to push the tissue up against the bone. I'm actually trying to lift the tissue up and work along. Okay, so I'm going to hit the trigger point up. There it is there. Okay, so we know where that is. I'll lighten that off a bit for you, Seb. And then I'm just going to radial and ulnar deviate as I work through. Okay, so we get a little bit of movement up, a little bit of movement down. Not too much, just enough to engage the tissue moving. So working along, up, down, and I'm going to take it all the way up just to the elbow crease and blend off from there. Then I'm going to move it over a little bit further, so I'm going to roll it over that way and then come in this way, okay? So if I come over too far, once again, now I'm going to be basically right into the wrist extensors, okay? So it's sort of that muscle that separates extensors from flexors. It's right in the middle there, so it's really, really important muscle. Okay, let's get a little bit of wrist ulnar radial deviation. Okay, follow that through. And then the same again. Radial deviation like so. You getting in your referral with that, Seb?
Down to the hand.
Yeah, or up, or is it just in that area itself? Yep. Okay, so there you go. So as much as we look for referral and we hope that we get referral, everyone is somatically gifted differently. That's certainly for Seb. Okay, so working along and up. Okay, so that's brachoradialis. Okay, so getting a close up here. Here's brachoradialis there. Okay, so I'm going to pick up the bulk of it. Once again, I'm not pushing down. I'm doing a lifting action, so I'm sort of coming up. So it's almost like pushing toothpaste out of a toothpaste tube. All the way up, like so. Locate that trigger point, which is about there. Off, right, so let's bring the elbow, the wrist over so we can get a little bit of movement through there, like so. Down, all the way up. Okay, another sweep through there. And these are muscles that we don't want to spend a huge amount of time on, okay? Engage them right, get the movement, and go from there.